I'm Imani.
And I'm Violet.
And we are
the Collegian Girls.
Today we are talking about...
Wait. Before we start, I think we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. So like I just said, my name is Imani, and I'm a Penn State student, of course. I'm a senior majoring in broadcast journalism.
And I'm Violet, and I'm also a senior at Penn State, and I'm majoring in digital print journalism.
And we just want to give you all some great advice because we are college students. We have almost completed our 4 years here at Penn State. So why not just share some insight and advice with you all on how we made it, how we survived.
This is basically going to be your Penn State 101.
Yes, tips and tricks.
Yeah, and on that note, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about almost everything so you all will have a stress-free semester. So for starters, the first tip we will give you all is to get a planner. As you all see, we both have our planners right here, and a planner is just beneficial for everyday, day-to-day activities, when you have classes, if you want to go to the gym, and even if you like to cook and you just want to throw that on your planner as well.
I feel like people get really stressed thinking about the idea of a planner, always need to write it down and everything, but the reality is there's so many different types. Like, what kind of planners do you use?
A day-to-day planner.
Yeah, and I use monthly because everyone has a different style of doing things. I can't personally do a daily day planner because it's just so hard for me to keep track. I like having a big picture. Mm-hmm. So you just need to find the right one, and when you get used to it, it'll make your life so much easier.
Yes, it sure will. It makes mine very easy because I forget so many things. So just being able to write it down and just follow everything that's on the planner just makes it easier for me to just go ahead about my day and getting my work done.
The next tip is sleeping at a reasonable time. I think it's very important to not only wake up at a certain time, but sleeping at a certain time so you get a good amount of sleeping time. Mm-hmm. Actually, what I used to do is I will set up an alarm for when to go to bed. So when that rings, I will know, okay, I gotta go to bed. Because sometimes you'll be on your phone or watching a show, and you'll be like, oh, one more episode, or after this, after that, and then it'll be 2, 3 a.m. and you'll have no sleep.
Yeah, that was literally me yesterday. So I have to do better with setting my alarm. But when I do set my alarm, and when I remember to set my alarm, I also set an alarm an hour before I have to wake up, only because it just gives you a little, you don't have to get up right away, but it gives you a little idea that you have to get up soon. So it's okay, I don't have to get up now, but in an hour or so I have to get up. So I think that's a really good way.
I really like the idea of setting multiple alarms because the first alarm rings and you will check the time and you'll be like, oh, this is only the first alarm. I have a little more time to sleep. It's just a little comfort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knowing that, okay, I can still lay here just for a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. So another important tip we give you guys is to give yourself a reset day. It's so important because school can be stressful, life can be stressful, and sometimes we just need a day to breathe, a day to just relax, kick back, just watch TV.
We deserve that.
We definitely do. So you could have a reset day at any day of the week, weekends, maybe one day out of the week that you don't have a lot of things to do, but make sure you're caught up on everything before you just start giving yourself days to relax.
Yeah. What I would do is I would make Saturday my reset day. And that day, I wouldn't even set up any of my alarms, including the go to sleep alarm as well. Because I just don't even want to look at any of my homeworks, don't even want to open my laptop unless I'm watching Netflix. Mm-hmm. And just sleep as much as I want, and do everything as much as I want. And I think that's really important. It just sets your mind that today I can rest, I deserve that, but tomorrow I have back to work, important things to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. But on that note, if you're going to have a reset day, you should always use your breaks very productively. Breaks as in between classes. Mm-hmm. So not all classes are going to be back to back, and they're going to be an hour or even 30 minutes that you will be staying in a library or a Willard. There are a lot of rooms here as well.
Yes.
And I like using that time to go over my planner, see what I got to do. And if I can finish a little task at that time, then I don't need to go home and do my homework.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have a pack back discussions like me, your breaks will be very useful to just answer a question or even post a question. You could just utilize your time very wisely. So, yes.
That's actually a really good one. Pack back is something you can actually do it within 30 minutes.
Exactly, and be okay. Then you can cross that off your planner. Like, cross it off.
Okay,
all
what do we have next?
So next we have is make sure you eat breakfast. And this is kind of like a personal preference because I do not eat breakfast all the time. But when I do, I feel a little bit more energized. I feel like I'm happy. Like today I ate breakfast and lunch. And I feel so energized. I feel great. So yes, please make sure you put something on your stomach. And if you don't want to eat a big breakfast and you don't feel like cooking or going to Dunkin' Donuts, whatever you do, at least have a little snack. Yeah. So whenever you feel like your stomach is getting a little, hungry or you're getting a little irritable, just eat a snack.
Yeah, because I personally can't just wake up and eat and then go to class right away. Like my body just can't take any food at that time. So, but it can take caffeine. So I would take just coffee. And remember in classes, like morning classes we had, I would always like come with like coffee and like just granola bar out of nowhere from my backpack. Yeah, that's what I would do. It's good to have a snack.
It is. Yeah. We would sit at Willard and Violet would just be searching her, in her backpack.
Yeah, I would always have something.
Granola bars. I'm like, oh. But it was very smart, very smart. It kept her energized throughout the day.
And another very important thing. I really like this tip because that's how we survived a lot of classes. Oh, yes. Like, make sure you have a buddy in class. And make sure it's a reliable
buddy.
Yes. I think it's really important because you know that feeling the first day you go to class and you're like, I don't know anyone in this class. It just makes you extra nervous.
Especially in a big lecture hall.
Exactly.
It's like, whoa.
Exactly. It's like comfort in a way, but also you can like easily especially during COVID, a lot of students can like miss classes. And at that time, you can, if you have a buddy that you can text and be like, hey, like what was going on in class today? Or like even study together. Yeah, that's really important.
Exactly. And that's actually how me and Violet met.
Yeah,
we were each other's buddies, and we've been each other's buddy ever since.
We our classes like overlapped a lot, but we always did make sure that we got one class at least, like per semester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Up until this semester, we don't have a class, but that's why we decided to do the podcast, because we wanted to share everything we know with you all. So another important tip is please get a head start on your work, because you don't want to stress yourself out. This is supposed to be a stress-free tip podcast. So don't stress yourself out by waiting until the last minute to get all your work done. Please utilize the planner. And just
very important.
Yeah, very important. And just map out your day, what you're going to get done today, what you're going to get done tomorrow. So by the time these due dates come, you're not really scrambling trying to get everything done, up all night, stressed, sleep deprived. Now you can't put your alarm on because now you have no choice but to stay up. So just make sure you're just utilizing your breaks wisely in your days. Just start your work early.
Yeah, I know this could sound almost like unrealistic in a way, like, oh yeah, like start your work like beforehand, like, like in reality it's like hard. But same time, when you think about it, when you break it down, like during that 30-minute break you have, you can at least go through what the topic of the essay is going to be. Like you can at least have like a little, like just map it out a little. Maybe just like start like the first paragraph at least.
That's it. So when you come back to it, so you won't be starting with a blank page.
That just causes more stress, I feel.
More stress. You have to get something in by like tomorrow, and then you're starting from a blank page. It's just like, oh my gosh. So yes, please at least write a paragraph, you guys.
Another very important tip, read your syllabus.
Please.
Read your syllabus. I know it's a lot of pages, and most of them, like, you just feel like, oh, I don't need to know this, but there are professors that will give you, like, a timeline of the entire semester.
And won't say anything.
Exactly.
Won't say anything in class. Like, you may have an exam like tomorrow. You don't even know until you go into class.
Mm-hmm.
So there is professors like that, but it is our job as students to make sure that we are caught up on our syllabus and know what is coming up. So please read your syllabus and just make sure that you know like your tests, when your tests, projects are due.
Yeah, there are like professors who literally put extra credit on the syllabus, like the instructions. Yeah,
yes,
and then
won't
like
even tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was a semester, like remember last semester we didn't even know where to find our extra credit, and then it was like under the syllabus.
Exactly.
This entire time, and yeah, like they wouldn't tell you. They'll be like, "It's there. You should have read it."
Exactly.
And attendance. There are
Yes.
some professors that are like very picky with attendance, and if you miss like more than like certain amount of class, your grade will go down.
You're done.
Yeah.
So please just read your syllabus. We're not here to scare you, but please go to class as well.
Yeah.
So you could be that reliable buddy to the person
Exactly.
who's actually, relying on you. So with that being said, our next and last tip would be meet with your advisors. Throughout the years, I've had friends who have been set back not because they haven't met with their advisors, but because they weren't caught up on what classes they needed to take, and stuff just got really, messy.
Yeah.
So just please meet with your advisors. Make sure you know what classes that you have to take for next semester, and even the semester after that if you're here that long.
Yeah.
So
I always make sure I have at least 2 meetings mandatory, like before I schedule my next semester, and I'll meet beginning of the semester so I can like double check if I'm on the right track. See, like freshmen, you got to get in the habit of actually meeting your advisors.
Yes.
And if you're like a sophomore or a junior, like you really need to meet your advisors to go over the plan. Like if you're on the right track, are you going to graduate on time? It's very important. They will have the answers.
They will have the answers, and it's so heartbreaking for me to hear people's experiences. They didn't graduate on their expected graduation date because they just didn't know that they needed certain classes, or just something went wrong. So just please make sure that you're all caught up in that. Even you can put that in your planner. Meet with your advisor.
On your planner, yes.
Please, because if you don't, things could get a little bit messy or, go unexpected, and we don't want that. So, because we concluded all of our tips, or tip 101, Violet, which one is your favorite? Which one do you think is most crucial?
For me, sleeping at a reasonable time, because that will also help you wake up at a reasonable time. And I really just try setting up 2 alarms when you wake up and when you go to bed. It will actually help you, because it will like constant like reminder, and then that way you will like be like, okay, like the alarm rang, I need to sleep. Like you will be in that mindset. And once you get into habit of it, it's so much easier.
It becomes a routine.
Yeah.
For me, I think the planner. If you guys could have guessed anything, you guys would have guessed that. The planner is really the best advice I could give you all, because if you're anything like me and you're just forgetful and you just, things happen, like everything moves so fast, the planner will really help you be on track. So I cannot stress this enough. If you didn't take anything from our podcast, please set your alarm and just utilize the planner.
You're halfway there.
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
So do you think there's anything else that we should discuss? Did anything we forgot?
I think we went over everything. Yeah. And if you follow all our tips, then you'll be fine with starting strong with this semester.
Stress-free.
Yeah. And we'll be back with another episode in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And again, I'm Imani.
And I'm Violet.
And we are
the Collegian Girls.